Welcome to Innate Express Podcast. I'm Haig John, chiropractor in Melbourne, Florida. Our mission is to ground you in service and inspire you to serve at your very best. Let's get started. The leap of faith in getting and seeking out what we want in life. The fear is failure, maybe ridicule, or losing what we have. And I remember Mike O'Halloran said on stage once, I thought about, I can't remember exactly what he said now, but, what could I lose from this? If I go out and tell people about chiropractic, what can I lose? If, God forbid you lose your house, so what? You still have your 2 feet, you have your mouth, you have your hands, you have your family. What could you really lose by stepping out of our own fear and stepping out of the things that have held us back in life? Who is going to ridicule us? The people that have held us back already and that are already held back themselves, that have never achieved anything maybe, that haven't stepped out of their own fears and want to pick on everyone else so they stay in there, so everyone else is within their own reach. Does that make sense? So we get it a lot in our own families when we're children, maybe kids picking on each other, and then we grow to adults and we do it in different ways. So when we step out of we call it our comfort zone sometimes, right? Step out of our comfort zone, but really stepping out of our fear, stepping out of what we have determined to be the self, stepping a little bit bigger than we are, doing one more thing. I have friends that go door to door, chiropractors and other business people, and do surveys door to door. And, I have no idea what that survey would actually be, but, they get clients from it, they can help people, and they transform people's lives by doing it. It's not necessarily what I like to do, but they step out of their fear and go one-on-one, cold calling, knocking on human beings' doors. Same thing with the calls that you get on the phone. You might really dislike them, but the person on the other line is actually on the other side has stepped out of their fears, because you know what? They don't like them either, right? They're human beings as well. They've had to step out of their fear and call you on the phone and ask you to buy a widget or whatever it is, refinance your home. When I was in college, I had a Saturday night job. And I would go and we would do cold calls for a mortgage company for people to refinance their homes. And I'd be the first guy, call them on the phone. Hey, blah, blah, blah. You ever thought of refinancing your home? And give me just a moment. And then, I'd talk to him a few minutes and I'd transfer him to the mortgage broker. And I was in a lot of fear when I started doing it. And usually it's like the first 10 phone calls before I get my own rhythm. And that was, 1991 and 2, 3 maybe. And, I can understand that fear. And there's fear in everything, in every job that we do. You're standing in an elevator and you give your 15-second elevator talk. And everyone should have one in everything that they do, no matter where you are in life, of who you are or maybe what you do or how you can help somebody else. It's that fear of saying the first couple of words, of just, here I am introducing myself to the world. Dating someone, asking someone on a first date, going on the first date, knocking on the door to say, hey, I'm here. Everything. Opening up our practice, opening up our business, and saying, I'm here for the world. It's easy to also stay inside of our box, the office. It's getting out of the door, picking up the phone. That's the scary part. When we do chiropractic screenings, we go out in events and do screenings and things. First thing I learned was put the table in the very back of the tent if we're doing an outside event and stand in front of it. The easiest thing to do is to hide behind it. And then you have a little bit more power from the back, like a bartender or a butcher or something, you've got the power. But when you're out in front, you're more exposed. You're more exposed. You're more authentic. There are fewer places to hide. When we hide behind our fears, we're letting the fears control us. When we realize that we're very, very powerful, we're very powerful. Everything we have inside of us, each person also has. There's no difference between Tony Robbins and you and I. Besides, he's probably a lot taller than I am. But he's still a man. And he has very powerful people working with him that are men and women. And same with, think of Joyce Meyer, a woman. She had to step out of herself. I've heard her story before, coming out of abusive relationships and so forth, and became a minister. And when we step out of our fears of maybe someone's been suppressing us, maybe very physically or emotionally, just stepping over that fence of saying, I'm not going to be corralled like this any longer. Whether we created it ourselves, all the stinking thinking. I like when people say that. It's stinking thinking. And all that stinking thinking, when we realize how much we actually do of it in a day, that's the scary part. Get a piece of paper. Every time a negative thought comes in our head, just make it a hash mark. When you get to 5, cross it, and see how many times that comes into your mind in a day. And that's an important factor of labeling it, knowing what you are actually doing, or we are, not you, all of us, me too, and then taking that and saying, okay, tomorrow I'm going to try and do 5 less. And 5 less. What I do, one of my tricks that I've done for myself when I think of negative stuff, is I think of a happy moment. I think of my son or my daughter or all of us playing, my wife, and I just put a positive moment in my brain in that moment. What I'm doing is actually rewiring my synapses to go to that first. It still goes the other way sometimes, don't get me wrong, but to go to the happy stuff first, to the abundant times first. Bring those into your memories. If you've got to write them down when they're sometimes hard to think of, write them down. Make a list and say, happy thought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I know it sounds silly, but sometimes it's hard to think of one, especially if we're in a darker place. And if this has never happened to you, you're lying. Okay? And the first person you're lying to is yourself. So you start telling yourself the truth, and then we can get past it. And then abundance comes. So flipping the switch in the brain, creating new neural pathways for abundance and joy, and the universe starts creating that for us. I'm going to do a quicker meditation today, and this visualization, we're going to talk about the power of the abundance of the world around us. Sid Williams said, I heard on a tape once, that the nature is abundant. There aren't just enough seeds for the birds. There's a plethora of seeds to plant more trees, to feed the birds, feed the squirrels, and some of them go into fertilizer for the earth. Same thing with the fish, schools of fish, leaves on the trees, all the food that is out there for us, and that's spiritual food, it is physical food, all the food, abundance to us is out there. So let's just get feet firmly planted on the ground. And I'm taking off my glasses for this one. And I want us just to sit back and take a deep sweeping sigh. One more. And I want to see a beautiful vision of us. Picture yourself on a beach. Picture yourself with the ocean or a lake. A big lake. Beautiful ocean. See yourself with the ebbs and tides, the flow, the water coming in and out. Coming in and out. Coming in, pause, and go out. Pause, come back in, and out. In and out. In and out. I want you to see that ocean, the tides coming in and out. When you get the apex, the water just comes to the beach, it pauses for a moment and out. I want you to bring a breath in and pause and out. In that pause is all the creation of the universe. In that pause is where we serve. In and out. In and out. When we're breathing the inspiration, which means bring in spirit, our system pauses and out. At each end of those pause, each end, the ebb and flow, that's where all the creation begins and ends. That's the Alpha and the Omega. That's where our power begins and ends. All of the creation begins and ends in those pauses. When we're in the hectic day-to-day life, all of the in-between stuff is not where it comes from. We create it from the work that we do in those moments, but the creation comes in the pause. In the pause. When we adjust people, the magic happens in the pause. And in and out. We'll do that with our breaths now again. In. Two more. Pause. Now in your mind's eye, open your eyes on the beach and look at the ocean. Or if you're visualizing a beautiful lake in the mountains, open your eyes in your mind's eye and see all that beautiful power. All that power of the ocean, all that energy is within you right now. It never leaves you. All of that energy that created all of that in front of us is in you. It is in me. It is in front of me. I can palpate the energy. I am one with this energy. When I feel weak, I am still with this energy and I can picture it and I can feel strong. All the fish in the ocean have all the power to sustain themselves. There's abundance of fish at every moment for them to eat. All of that abundance is within me. And the mountains, all the mountain animals, all of the vegetation, there's an abundance at all times. There's never lack. All that energy that created all the cosmos is within me. If we picture anything barren in the fields or sickness in the ocean, if there's been energy there, that energy went somewhere, and it's in abundant areas and abundant places around the earth. There is no lack. There is no less energy. It is all 100%, all the time. If we see those gaps, it's because we have those gaps within us. If you see a barren field where it shouldn't be barren, see it green in your mind's eye right now. See it beautifully filled with tweeting birds and squirrels eating acorns and all the bugs that all the beautiful animals like to eat. All the wonderful bees bringing their pollen from one plant to the next. Same with the ocean, all the beautiful icebergs and wonderful fish. All the coral is in abundance. If it's dead in one area, it's blossoming in another. Those are facts of living and energy. Same thing inside of us. If I'm seeing gaps outside, that inside gap, let's fill it with love. If I see pain or discomfort in somewhere in my body, let's just fill it with love. The word of love, amor, whatever you see is love, put those words in gold right in that area. For me, my upper thoracics are burning today. They're unhappy today, but I'm bringing happiness and love to that area of my spine. I see it. I feel it. I am warmed by it. My body is healing. I am healed right now. I don't have to become healthy. I am healthy. I am whole and I am complete. All the energy of all that ocean or mountains, the sky, the universe, all that is a reflection of me. All of it is a reflection of me. All of it is a reflection of me. I am whole. I am complete. I am abundant. I am fulfilled. I am joyful. I am happy. I am content. And I am at ease. I am at ease. And I am powerful. My voice is powerful. My words are powerful. My thoughts are powerful. My hands are powerful. My heart is powerful. My feet are powerful. I am power. I am power. 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 There's nothing holding me back. There is nothing holding me back. I am fulfilled. And I'm grateful. And I am grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. I'm saying that to myself. And I'm saying it to you. I'm saying it to God. I'm saying it to every being on earth and in the cosmos. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I love you. Let's do 3 sweeping sighs. Let's come back to the room. Does anybody have anything to share? I'd like you to leave your comments for people listening to this. We're in a live room today. And when we're recording, everybody gets a little shy. Usually when I turn this off, we get more chatty. But if you have comments, please comment. If something changed within you, I don't always say this in these meditations or visualizations, but I'd like to know what you're thinking, okay? Or what you've gotten out of this, or maybe how it's changed you. And share it with others. If you know this could help a group, we do this for our morning meeting in our office. It's a great way to start a day. And I appreciate you.